Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 3 of our On the Rise Power Jam. If you'll remember, last week we talked about team building, and this week we're going to focus on how to successfully onboard those new recruits, which is so important. If you're going to go to the time to recruit, then you need to make sure that you have the systems in place to make those recruits be as successful as possible. So thank you for taking the time to join our call and to learn how to set your new recruits up for success. You already understand what a great gift Jamboree is. You also understand how important it is to get your recruits off on their fast starts. Doing so will mean more success for you and them and less stress. So today we will be covering how to successfully onboard your new recruits. We will be using a new approach as our main tool to get our new recruits off to a fast start. And we will also be using the fast start checklist, which I posted in our Lead Rockstar group yesterday or the day before. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and print that document off and have that handy. I send the fast start checklist to new recruits. You at least need to have it with you when you're, working with them, so that you can make sure that they know what they need to be doing to get off to a good start. Onboarding is such a critical aspect of our business because it gets our new team members off to a fast start, which ensures their longevity as a consultant, which in turn brings new energy and life to our organization, creates loyalty to Jamboree, and helps your TRV, which is essentially your paycheck as a leader. So it's so important to help our recruits get off to a good start. And when they get off to a good start, they have that early success, they're more likely to stick around. And we've all seen the energy that new recruits bring to our team as a whole. All of these things are a dynamic part of why we need to ensure that onboarding is a skill that is learned from the moment someone steps into leadership. Essentially, the team manager is responsible for training, mentoring, and coaching everyone down to her next team manager. So those that are LC to PC, it's important that you start learning and observing and developing those skills so that when you are a team manager, you will know how to train and mentor and coach the team under you. So let's review briefly here. Week 1, we talked about the program in general and how to lead our downline, by example. We talked about the emotional cycle of sales. Last week, we talked about recruiting, the company of 3, planting seeds, just being willing to ask. We talked about the Frank's list. And so that just brings us right into our new topic. Week 3, successfully onboarding new consultants, importance of onboarding, and then a note to leaders. It's really important, and I'm going to be going over a system here of onboarding, and it's really important that you find a system of onboarding that works for you and works for your recruits, and that You teach that to those under you. I have a set thing that I do with every new recruit, and I hope that they, in turn, when they recruit, will do what I did with them to their team member. We want to be duplicatable. So let's just take it from day one. We are going to talk about connecting calls. And this is something that I want to do better with. And I think it's important that our new team members actually hear our voice. So we're going to talk about connecting calls, goal setting, launch party, and the Franks list. So you have shared the opportunity. Your prospect is excited and has said yes to joining your team. You now have a new recruit, and you might be asking yourself, what do I do now? Especially if you yourself are new, what do I share first? We don't want to overwhelm them. So what are the essential things that we need to be sharing right from the start to ensure that our recruits get off and hit the ground running? The answer is in the Fast Start program that can be found right in the new Consultant Starter Kit. The Fast Start program is the first tool that you need to be reviewing with your new recruits, as it will allow you to share basics of the business and help get her started without overwhelming her. So Fast Starts, that's where you want to start. Because this step is so important, we're going to walk through an imaginary conversation with your new recruit, just to give you an idea of what a connecting call looks like, what it looks like to be connecting with your new team member. All right. We're going to be focusing on how to use the new consultant training checklist, and so that's what I'll be using if you want to refer to that. So you could say something like this, and I can share these scripts with you as well. Sarah, I am so excited about your new journey with Jamberry. I know that you will find success here and have so much fun. One of the things that I love about this business is that you are your own boss and you are not alone. And I know you will find that to be true. You will find that there are a variety of training resources, home office support, peer group support, social media, and not to mention, myself here as the sponsor to support you. I just want you to know that I am truly committed to your success. And so from there, we're going to go over the Fast Start program by telling her that this is the key to her success. This being the Fast Start program, Sarah is now more likely to remain engaged and pay close attention to what you have to share. So here's some more of the conversation. Now let's move on to our amazing Fast Start program. I love the fact that Jamberry is so giving and that they love to give us the opportunity to earn free rewards and retail product credit in your first 90 days. And that's in addition to your commission from products sold. It is amazing that we have the opportunity to earn big rewards by reaching specific milestones within our first 90 days. I will be here to help you achieve these goals. Let's start with our first Fast Start period. When you host one qualifying party, along with 500 PRV and one recruit, you will receive $75 in retail product credit. And you can, change those numbers depending on the market you're in. This credit can be used to purchase, and then you can give her examples of things that she can purchase with retail product credit. Just so you know how easy that will be, your first launch party, along with any other additional sales, can average $500. So ideally, you should reach this goal at your launch party within the next 10 to 14 days. Our second Fast Start requirements are as follows. Host 2 qualifying parties, submit 600 PRV, and recruit 1 additional team member. And guess what? This can be done in your first 30 days of business. Now that is what I would call a fast start. Sarah, I know that you will achieve this goal as well, but don't forget you get $100 in retail product credit for hitting your second fast start. So make sure that you share also at this point, testimonials of your launch party or other parties you've had, how easy it truly is to achieve the fast starts when you jump right in and start, your business. So now you see why we believe Jamberry is a great gift. I know you will feel the same way and would love to share it with others and help them achieve success. When you recruit your first recruit, it will not only give you a business buddy, but will also encourage others to look at what you are doing with Jamberry, and they may potentially want to know more as well. So obviously, this is a great script. I wouldn't read from this script if I was doing, a connecting call with a new team member, but it's a great resource to use. So be thinking of what you would say and how you would explain the fast starts and how you would get your recruit excited and motivated to get started. Notice though that in the wording they use too in their connecting call script, that we're presuming that the recruit will want to share the Jamberry gift and that we're using affirmative language. This is what helps create a recruiting environment in your team. Just seeing it as all of us sharing the gift with everyone. So now we'll go on to the third period here in our script. And the third period is to achieve lead consultant rank. Submit 400 PRV, have 2 active legs, and 1,500 TRV. This may all sound confusing and you may not understand what it all means. But don't worry, we will be here to help support you in understanding and helping you achieve these goals. By achieving your third fast start, you will receive another $100 US dollars cash bonus, and you will also receive more product credit. You can ask questions like, may I ask, what will you do with that extra money? What will you do with all of that product credit, just to get them thinking and get them excited and engaged. As I coach and train you, I will be sharing about recruiting seeds, sales tips, and booking strategies. You will see how easy it will be for you to achieve all these goals. Remember that with Jamberry, you are part of our Jamberry family, and you are in business for yourself and not by yourself. So rest assured that you will receive the coaching necessary to help you make these goals a reality. And let's see. Then from there, you can start going over some strategies with them. So after you go over the fast starts, then you can go over some strategies with them to help them know how to practically achieve those fast starts. And that's by using the Frank list and by picking their launch party date. If they don't do a launch party or pick a date for that, if they don't think about who they know, if they don't do those things, it will be very difficult for them to achieve their fast start and they will be discouraged. So we not only want to tell them about the fast starts, but how to practically achieve them. All right, so moving on to who do you know? So once you've talked about the fast starts, you can say something like, so tell me, Sarah, who do you know? One of the best tools to get you started is the acronym FRANKS: friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood, kids connections, service organizations. We have a great tool available to you that goes beyond this and will help you build your contact list for potential bookings. Completing your Who Do You Know list will help you achieve your Fast Start goals that we just talked about. You only need to think of 4 people in each social circle category on this sheet. And so from there, you can give her a few minutes to fill that in. If you're thinking of someone and you can't remember, their full name, that's okay. This list is for you. I want you to think big and broad. And I know that you know so many people across the country, across the world even. So don't just limit to local people. Think of everyone you know. We want to share the gift of Jamberry with everybody. And I have said this so many times, but I think my early success was due to the fact that I shared Jamberry with everybody. Everyone deserves the opportunity to make life beautiful and express themselves in their own unique way. All right. So, if you're on the phone with your new recruit or even meeting with them in person, you can, just let them go ahead and fill that out right then and there. You can reconnect with them later after they've had a chance to think, but encourage them to fill out that list and then go over it with them. If they are having trouble thinking of people, then brainstorm with them. Does she go to church? Does she get her hair done? Does she have a babysitter? Who are her kids' teachers? Help her think through that as she builds her list. Make sure that you too are giving her your own tips for how you have built your list. Another name for the Franks list is the list of 100. So you just want to not rule out anyone, just share with everyone. All right. And you can find the Who Do You Know list on our dashboard, and you can have your new recruit print that out before your call, or if you're meeting with them in person, you can take it to them. So after you go over who they know, it's important to get that launch party scheduled. So make sure that your recruit knows the importance of, getting their business off to a strong start. So Sarah, here is what I truly believe, that getting your business off to a strong start, hosting your launch party, is one of the most powerful things you can do. Once you show your friends and family the product, once they see it, once they touch it in a party setting, and they get to experience it firsthand, they are more likely to want to host or join or be a customer. Now let's look at your calendar for the next month, and let's pick a launch party date that is no more than 10 days away. You could even say 2 weeks. Let's choose a date for an in-home party as well as an online party. It really is good to do both so that you can experience both ways to sell Jamberry via party. You will be acting as the host at this party, and you will focus on being the best host. I am going to coach you to success. So, help her look at her calendar and pick a date that, works for her. And continue to follow up with her leading up to that launch party, reviewing her list, reviewing what she'll do in her party, answering questions. So once you have done that, you can move on to tips for the party and booking script. I am so excited, Sarah, that you picked your date so quickly. The first thing we need to do is invite the guests. The best tip I can give you is to personally call them, personally invite them to your launch party. There is something about a phone call in this business that just works. So make it a point to personally call and invite your guests. You also want to think big. You want to have about 10 to 15 guests in attendance. So let's invite 20 to 30 to make sure that happens for you. A great way to build attendance is to encourage guests to bring a friend to your launch party celebration. Make sure that you're enthusiastic and tell them about how much fun the party will be and how much it will mean to you if they come. Then from there, you can go over the booking script and, teach them the basics, do some role playing, suggest that she practice the scripts that you give her. You can share scripts that you use for booking parties because, she needs to book parties off of her launch party. So, in addition to training her to have a successful party, you also want to train her with the words she'll need to book parties off of her party. So go over some scripts that have worked for you and share those with her. Go over what she'll say to yes responses and no responses. Really take time to teach her. Don't assume that people automatically know those things. And, remind her to focus on making reminder calls before her launch, and have her going into her launch party look at her calendar for the next few months and highlight days that she would be open to hold home parties or do online parties. And this will help her as she, prepares to book parties from her launch party. Tell her the importance of front loading your month. And that, if we work hard from the start of the month, we can close the month out strong. So here's some example script there. Sarah, let's take a look at your calendar again, and let's look at your next 90 days. Now, if you do not have it with you, you can send some Google calendars. Let's look at days when you cannot party, and let's block those out. You can talk about calendar blocking. You want to remember to block out personal time for yourself and for your family so that you do not get overwhelmed and can maintain your work-life balance. Okay, the rest of the days are days on which you can party. So then you can highlight those days. It's great to know what these are before you call the people on your list. Or before you have your launch party, and we'll be talking to people so that you have dates you can offer them. Let's set a goal to book your first 6 parties. So this is in addition to the launch party. This will allow you to build some sales to achieve your fast start goals and get more bookings to keep your business going. I know that you can do it, and I will be here to guide you. Jamberry also provides us with many resources to help us continue to develop our skill. One of the best resources is Jamberry University. And then you can, I will give you a couple of trainings to go and watch immediately. So you can point out the booking and host coaching trainings on Jamberry University. Now, the next thing we need to do is set some dates for you to shadow some of my parties. I always add my new recruits to my online parties. I've had recruits come to home parties with me. I've had recruits come to events with me. I've gone to local recruits' launch parties. Shadowing and leading by example is very important. Really one of the best trainings you can provide to new consultants. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna go. So then, and all of this, and I know this is a lot, this is all listed under the first connecting call. You know, the fast start, the Frank's list, the launch party, party booking scripts, goal setting. And it may not be realistic to do all of that in one connecting call. You know, you may want to spread it out a little bit, you know, have a call where you talk about fast starts. Then, you know, a few days later, have a call where you talk about the Frank's list and setting their launch party. And then, you know, have another follow-up where you talk about party bookings and scripts and goal setting. So, you know, I know this is a lot, and it will vary from recruit to recruit how you will work with them. You know, we have to be flexible. Not everyone is going to want this much hands-on training, but we always need to offer it and let them decide what, you know, I always offer calls. I always offer the information, and, you know, leave it up to them to decide where they want to take their business, but you do need to give them the tools. So goal setting. Speaking of goals, Sarah, we talked here at Jamberry. So again, we will be working as a team. What is your dream? What would you like to achieve with your Jamberry business? You know, give her a little while to think about that. You can give some examples if she's having trouble, you know, thinking through that question. You know, some people want to travel or buy a new vehicle. Some really love the prospect of saving for college for their kids, you know, meeting new people or having a flexible schedule. You know, what is it for you? What would you like to achieve? What would I always ask that when I message new recruits, what would a successful Jamberry business look like for you? Once she tells you, assure her that she can reach her goals with Jamberry. Help her map out her first 90 days. And we have some really helpful, you know, goal setting worksheets on the workstation as well. I always send those. Have her fill out the important dates and info, you know, including, you know, go ahead and set up any follow-up calls. And this is where you'll end that first session, or if you choose to break up, you know, the call into a couple of sections. On your next call, you will follow up on her goal of booking her first 6 parties. Revisit the Who Do You Know list and set a date and time to review the materials in her kit once it arrives. You will also want to set a time for your post-coaching call with her for her launch party. All right. Remember to review booking and recruiting seeds after, you know, before and after her launch party. And, you know, from there, you know, the rest of these slides talk about some other things, you know, debriefing your new recruit after their launch party, what worked, what didn't, booking leads, recruit leads, sales. So this shows some other call topics that you can do when you're onboarding. And, you know, after you do your first few calls, you know, after you do your first few points of contact, some people may still continue to need a lot of help, at least at the beginning. You'll want to tailor the contact based on their needs. You know, some people just need to be checked in monthly. You know, some people need to be checked in with weekly, and you'll know as you work with them, and, you know, you can even ask them what they want, what helps them. So in closing, just remember, like I said, I know that was a lot of information, but just remember that leading by example is so, so, so important. You know, you can attend everyone's launch party, especially if they're not local to you. But maximize your time by inviting your recruits to shadow you, to come to your events, to come to your home parties, to come to your Facebook parties. Find the things that are really important: fast starts, bookings, recruiting seeds, things that will set her up for success and get the ball rolling. Because like I said, you want to be leading by example, and you want to be duplicable. You can also, with technology that we have, you can use, Skype or Zoom or Google Hangout to demonstrate a party, or to talk face-to-face if you aren't local. But whatever you choose to do, help your new recruit to feel confident that you're walking with her through this, and that you're giving her the tools she needs to achieve, the success that she wants from Jamberry. Didn't mention the party cards. Party cards are fabulous for home parties and give new recruits a lot of confidence as they start their business. By using the tools that Jamberry has provided for us, we will set our new recruits up for success. So there's a list of some company tools to support onboarding: Fast Start Checklist, Party Cards, Jamberry University, the monthly Power Start Facebook group with Johnny on. Call to action, homework. Putting the topics we've discussed today into action will help you keep your business moving forward. I would encourage you to connect with your team manager and ask them if they'll be conducting any new consultant training calls. If not, you could, ask her to role play one with you. You could ask her to, you could ask her to send her, the welcome messages, the welcome scripts that you use, whatever, whatever method may be. I would encourage you to connect with your team manager, whether that's me or Jessica or Katie, and ask us what we do when we onboard new consultants, what we share, how we do it, because we would, all be happy to talk to you about what we do. Review the different calls on the checklist and figure out what works for you, and reach out to your leader again if you have any questions. I would be happy to role play calls with you. I could pretend that I'm your new recruit and you could conduct a connecting call with me. So, I'm so excited to hear and see all the successes you are experiencing. Next week's call will be our last in the program. And our upline elite, Julie Terrell, will be doing our graduation call. So for all of you that officially, I know some of you are auditing the training, but for those of you who officially finish everything and officially graduate, you'll be invited to take part in an exclusive call with Julie. It will be very small, very intimate. You'll be able to talk to her, ask her questions. So it'll be a really great opportunity to learn from Julie. So let's go out there and let's make life beautiful, and let's be excited as we're closing out October, moving into November. Please try to make our team meeting on November 1st at 8. We will be having the new National Sales Manager, Al Fournier. He's mine and Jessica and Anna's sales manager. He will be sharing at the beginning of our team meeting. So please come and meet Al and hear his words of wisdom. He has a lot of a lot of expertise and advice on team building and recruiting. So please take advantage of that. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful day.